Gemini Rising 2022 is a year of huge mental health breakthroughs. Big changes in your internal rewiring that you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. I'm seeing like a battery with like the internal combustion, or like not a battery like a car, like an internal combustion engine. That is the metaphor I'm looking for Gemini Risings. Let's get into it. So if you're excited to dive into what exactly 2022, the year ahead, holds for you and your rising sign, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you are always up to date with what the stars have in store for you. Side note, if the scenery, lighting, what I'm wearing, everything changes throughout this, it's because 12 rising sign videos is gonna take a couple days to get through since these are pretty extensive. So starting out on Sunday, we're gonna see how this goes, but yeah, there's gonna be some like cut paste, you know the drill. And if we have not met yet, I am Maren. I am an astrologer that uses traditional Hellenistic Greek techniques, also the tropical zodiac and whole sign houses in order to do the kind of astrology I do. So the way that this is going to go, that it's been divided up, is major periods for your sign, the like eras of 2022, then going through the major important dates for what to hit at the end, so you can be like, this is in my calendar, this is in my schedule, etc. Macro, then micro. Let's get into it. So first period of the year, the you better work bitch period, basically is an internal focus. Like you're literally rewiring yourself. January 18th, Uranus stations direct in your 12th house. Boom, lightning moment of making the changes you need to with your mental health journey. This could be around addictions, afflictions, spiritual practices, upgrading that in your life. January 18th as well, the nodes enter Taurus and Scorpio, your 12th and 6th houses. So big increase on working on your mental health, upgrading that rewiring system. Less focus on your physical activity and coworkers, almost like you're toning down your physical exertion in the world. On the 29th, Venus stations direct in your Capricorn 8th house, moving forward with attracting and getting what you need with your investments and with your financial journey. And Jupiter re-enters Pisces as well at the very beginning of the year in your 10th house, expanding your career. So it's like your internal rewiring then translates into more opportunities and growth for your career. Now the Saturn-Uranus square is still very intense for the beginning part of the year, between your 9th house being taken seriously, so you're paying a lot of attention to traveling abroad, your long-term education plans, and that's up against a bit of the mental instability where that's causing you a bit of friction on how to plan about the future because you are changing your priorities internally so much. Now the crazy time of Pisces into Taurus season, March into May, is about your career. A lot of planets in your Pisces 10th house, muddying things, being a bit delusional, and a bit idealistic too on the bright side. So there's a beautiful new moon conjunct Jupiter March 2nd, which is a great time for manifesting a new beginning in your career. And also on April 12th, Jupiter conjunct Neptune in this area is a bit delusional, but also really lovely for dreaming. On April 29th, Pluto will station retrograde in your Capricorn 8th house, so you'll be rethinking some of the financial transformations that you've been having. And on April 30th, there's a partial solar eclipse in your 12th house, a radical new beginning that is initiated by world events for what you need to do for your mental health. On May 10th, Jupiter enters your Aries 11th house, expanding, broadening your horizons around networking and friends. And on the 16th, there is a lunar eclipse in your 6th house, a letting go or an ending around a physical health journey, particularly around health issues or around coworkers and troubles with that. This summer is really about slowing down with so many planets retrograde. So Saturn retrograde starting June 4th is in your 9th house of rethinking foreign travel or education plans or your spirituality or religion. On June 28th, Neptune stations retrograde in your Pisces 10th house, so rethinking the dreams and maybe delusions of your career. On July 28th, Jupiter stations retrograde in your 11th house, rethinking some of the growth and networking and people that you've met. And on August 24th, Uranus stations retrograde in your 12th house. So not so fast with some of the more sudden adjustments around mental health, a bit of a step back, whoa, whoa, whoa. The spooky shit goes down period of October into December for you is around the extreme extroversion taking a bit of a toll on you. So there's been a lot of go networking, and it's like, whoa, we gotta rewire this to be able to find that sustainable. On October 23rd, Saturn will be direct in your 9th house, so you're finally able to make decisions about how to think about traveling or your education in the future. On October 25th, there's a solar eclipse in your 6th house, a new beginning around physical health measures or your coworkers. And on October 28th, there is a Jupiter Jupiter retrograde re-entering your Pisces 10th house. So the changes that you're making around networking are leading into rethinking your career as well. On October 30th, Mars stations retrograde in your Gemini first house, which is the really big deal for the entire year, which is rethinking how you assert yourself and actually act upon things in the world. Really rethinking the manner in which you ask, in which you work, in which you grind, kind of rethinking working smarter, not harder. On November 6th, then, there's a lunar eclipse in your 12th house, letting go and ending of a mental health chapter. And on November 23rd, Jupiter stations direct in your Pisces 10th house, finally moving forward with some more permanent, long-standing changes in your career. On December 3rd, Neptune is direct in your Pisces 10th house. Moving forward with the dreams, you now have a practical plan to achieve more direct dreams. They're not so delusional anymore. And we end the year on the 20th of December with Jupiter re-entering your Aries 11th house, finally able to attract in the groups and networking opportunities that feel most aligned. As for the major planetary transits, we have 4 Mercury retrogrades. So as someone who's ruled by Mercury, these are important. January 14th to February 3rd, this is in your 9th house of foreign travel and higher education, and your 8th house of finance and investing. May 10th to June 2nd, this is in your 1st house of self and 12th house of mental health. September 9th to October 2nd, it's in your 5th house of creativity, romance, and children, in your 4th house of home, family, and property. On December 29th to January 18th, this is in your 8th house of investing. Also in your 8th house of investing is the Venus retrograde that we enter the new year with. So the end of 2021 until January 29th, 2022, this is in your 8th house of investing and shared finances. On October 30th to January 1st, 2023, this is the Mars retrograde in your 1st house of self, which is a huge rethinking of how you go about expending your energy. And the Jupiter retrograde, July 28th to November 23rd, is between your 11th house of networking and 10th house of career, and actually what you want to grow most authentically in the way that you're showing up extroverted really publicly in the world. Saturn retrograde, October 23rd until January 1st, 2023, is rethinking maturity and long-standing plans in your 9th house of foreign travel and higher education. And Uranus retrograde August 24th until January 23rd is rethinking all of the extreme mental health changes that you've been initiating throughout this year. Neptune retrograde June 28th to December 4th is rethinking dreams in your career. And Pluto retrograde April 29th to October 8th is rethinking the vast financial transformations that you made throughout that bulk of the year. The eclipses are North Node in your 12th house, focus on innovating and ambitiously rethinking your mental health and how you have spiritual practices, and South Node in your 6th house, letting go of rigidity or focus on physical health, more go with the flow, more release energy. The solar eclipse on April 30th is a new beginning in your 12th house of mental health. The lunar eclipse on May 16th in your 6th house is a letting go of physical health practices or health issues or coworker dynamics. The partial solar eclipse on October 25th is in your 6th house, a new beginning in the same area around health issues or coworkers. And November 6th is a lunar eclipse in your 12th house, a letting go of a mental health chapter. So if you have any comments below on how you think that these major themes could be playing out for you, do let me know down below. Would be very interested to hear from you. And I think that all of us with the same rising sign could get a little bit out of seeing how we think each other's lives are going to be playing out for the year ahead. The tarot card that we have for Gemini risings is... we have gains reversed, and this is the trading view deck. So in the normal deck, this is the sun reversed. Usually the sun has to do with being seen and recognized. So with the sun reversed, it's a much more internal time of going within. So as much as last year was a year of standing out, I think this year is a whoa, whoa, whoa. We gotta rewire to now branch out and give. Put your own mask on before other people. Fill up your own cup before other people's. That's really the lesson of this year. You gotta find a sustainable recharge. So as always, if you did enjoy this, would appreciate a like, a subscribe, a notification bell, a comment. It all helps. I appreciate it. I look at the comments. I look at who's showing up. I really love it. I hope that you like these videos. Otherwise, take care, and I would say I'll see you next year, but I'll be making a fucking video tomorrow. So I'll see you in the next one.